Test, test. Tatties. Mince. Hello, hello. Not hearing the guitar.
Is the guitar coming out?
One, two. We stand proud, our conscience clear. We did not yield to the project fear. The propaganda, the shameful lies, their mask has slipped, no more in disguise. For social justice, prosperity, to rid our country of the scourge of poverty. You getting a guitar all right, Stuart? Tell the guy there, he's the guy. You getting a guitar, aye? Cheers. We are a 45. We stand together. United we rise. We are a 45. The torch is lit, never shall it die. Can join the 45. And into trident and illegal wars, the killing, the dying, for the rich man's cause. And into Westminster, elitist rule, Etonian ways of greed and ridicule. We are a 45. We stand together. United we rise. We are a 45. The church is lit, never shall it die. Come join the 45. You happy with that, Martin? I'm fine. Join the 45. Thank you very much, cheers. Brother. You okay, Martin? Is that fine? Brilliant. Okay to unplug?
want to hear if the wind is going to pick up too much. Of course, the wind dies down right now.
It's back.
Can you angle the mic closer to your strings and your bridge, please? We'll try and reduce it as much as possible. Okay. I think we're just going to have to try it. I mean, I don't... Yeah, you...
If I stand this way rather than that way, it really doesn't make any difference to me. Would that help the wind?
Hold your fiddle up in position, please.
Maybe a wee bit shelter.
Does a bit.
Yeah, I'll stand this way.
If you can.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring a bit of paper on, so I'm going to bring one of your wee weights on as well.
Okay.
So it doesn't fly off.
Yeah, if you can, that would probably
that's
help.
It means I can see Angus and the vocalist as well.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's got one in his pocket.
Have you got another vocalist? Do you want to try just now?
The space behind you is reserved for me.
Well, that's better. 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's a lot of bass. Where is he? Okay, we just go. Hamisha welcome kleintje China gemach fahren te Hamisha coloration and good and good Gaelic pure hast Als een cheer Shaw welk am kleintje Wanna tundig aan touw maken nou en das de welk am kleintje Oh, Alaba, mo doe ik heen. Echt Riddoch klein. Amisha, welkom kleintje, China gemach. Farante, Hamisho, coloration, and good, and again, and good, and again, goodbye, goodbye. Tabulation, thank you. Huh? Do I do a wee bit of Alma? Oh. Where is he? Ah, the bar. Alabama, Alabama, Alabama. Perseverare. She shall the lunch is gone, and count hectolene.
fire protection for First Minister here. Guy in the green jacket, I've seen him before. Potentially have a football ticket. He's parliamentary security.
It's a really bad time for me to need a key.
Yes, it is. Have an iPad, James.
No, I think if I did that to me, I'd probably just walk back to Glasgow.
The question is, who's got the van keys?
Me.
Not sure from here.
Actually, you are.
Oh, of course, it's a new vehicle, isn't it?
Lesley, man, crash your soul. Get stuck right into them.
Where'd he go?
Well, they get a microphone guy.
Just 3.
One's on the floor. See, there's always an lot that usually find somewhere like all the that we do.
But there's normally like 1 or 2, yet there's hundreds of pro-Lindsay people.
You always put the union one as well, which I love.
Hello.
Third person. I'm the third person. And he's got a microphone in his pocket for you. So we're set, okay?
Interesting way of describing you.
The third person. That's not
I'm
really-
actually
He's my daughter.
Hello,
So
Donna.
it's all quite
Martin.
tidy. I'm
Very nice
Kath.
to meet you.
So yeah, I've got one here. But,
Do you want me to keep it or you?
no,
Yeah, we quite like it. Rona's looking for a new mic just now, so just...
it's not much use without the receiving
She's
part.
She's got all that.
She's got this one.
Probably not.
Unless you've shelled out $2,500.
Yeah, every week. All right, okay, thank
No,
you.
this gets shared between a few
Thank you
people.
for your help.
That's
All
perfect.
right. And we'll do what we can. It's round about the right key.
Right, okay. Approximation.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Because I haven't got a fucking clue what's going to happen. No, they're not. But neither is anything. And apparently there's 2 more fiddles coming. And apparently there's...
Do you want a spare DI on stage? Why?
You want us to run that? We're pretty upset now, Cameron.
Yes, please. Thank you.
What channel do you
Oh
want?
dear God, what is happening to that riser? Why is it getting so drunk?
Kneeling down.
Is it? Or just the ground? What the hell is in this? It's crunchy.
I have no idea what's in it. It's a complete mix of...
What the hell has Ursula made?
Oh, it wasn't Ursula. She just went, you want some sandwiches?
Okay.
And I went, fuck yeah, free food.
Fun time.
Do you want us to run a left drop and a right drop?
Well, you've got one each
got a
side of
left
the
and a right.
stage, but there's 2 spare ones. So you've got
What I
one
would
each,
love,
Ian,
or you want 2 each stage?
what I would love is the seal. I would also love 24 channels of accent. I would also love,
they're not on the high list.
sorry,
High
accent
list
D.
has been updated.
I would also love an extra 5 staff.
It now has
Can you be in Glasgow every day?
So if you can guarantee me work, yes, I can figure out accommodation.
Suffocation?
The problem is,
Well, gigs come up with extras now. I need to.
we need someone in the warehouse full time. And that's not really our job for you.
Don't mind doing warehouse work.
Cameron, on the other hand, might be interested. He hasn't run away screaming yet.
Give me a couple of weeks to sort it.
Depends how much he wants, though. Depends if he
Good afternoon, folks. How are we doing? What a gorgeous sight. I'm not talking about the Salisbury Crags or Arthur's Seat or over to Fife. I'm talking about yourselves. The wonderful Yes movement. Can anyone hear the guitar? No. We stand proud, our conscience clear. We did not yield to the project fear. The propaganda, their shameful lies, their mask has slipped, no more in disguise. For social justice, prosperity, to rid our country of the scourge of poverty. We are a 45. We stand together and united we rise. We are a 45. The torch is lit, never shall it die. Come join the 45. And into trident and illegal wars, the killing, the dying for the rich man's cause. And until Westminster elitist rule, Etonian ways of greed and ridicule. So come join us, our shoulders to the wheel, and strength and numbers, Scotland shall prevail. Let me see those flags, come on. We are a 45. We stand together, united we rise. We are a 45. The torch is lit, and never shall it die. Come join the 45. Until the rocks, they melt in the sun, we shall press on until this day is won. Until the locks, they run dry, we will not yield till the dream is realized. So come join us, our shoulders to the wheel, strength and numbers, Scotland shall prevail. We are a 45. We stand together, united we rise. We are a 45. The torch is lit, never shall it die. Join the 45. Come join the 45. Join the 45. That song was dedicated to a friend of mine, tragically passed away earlier this year, a fellow singer-songwriter. He's well known in the Yes movement. That was for Pete Scally. A song I wrote about meeting Robert the Bruce on my way home from the Boozer one night. Walking down the Royal Mile. Last night as I staggered home from drinking on the town, I sang a song of Scotland, a king he was once crowned. Then appeared before me the Bruce upon his steed, with a lion rampant, flag and shield of the country he once freed. They pulled me up behind him onto his horse's back, and we made our way to Holyrood, down the mile into the park, and we stopped outside of Parliament of a northern British state with token gestured powers and the scraps from a London plate. We galloped on through the mist, then up into the clouds, to the towns and the cities where poverty abounds. The food banks for the working poor, the disabled and the sick. An inconvenient truth for the Etonian elitist rich. That's not why we fought, he said, not why Wallace bled. To bow and be subservient, lifeblood was not shed. He fought and died for liberty, don't let it be in vain. Rise up, stand up, get off your knees. Be a nation once again. To Argyll and Bute, we made our way to the peace camp of Faslane. For nuclear disarmament, we protest and we campaign. All the misery of austerity, still forced by London rule. £200 billion still found for Trident renewal. Then on to the Highlands, where tens of thousands died. To servitude and slavery in the colonies far and wide. 250,000 souls cleared from ancestral homes in a land the aristocrat and the Arab sheikh now own. We return to the capital of this northern British state. He drawed me at my tenement down by the Cannon Gate. I awoke in the afternoon in wonder I could say his lion rampant flag and shield placed there next to me. That's not why we fought, he said. It's not why Wallace bled. To bow and be subservient, lifeblood was not shed. He fought and died for liberty, don't let it be in vain. Rise up, stand up, get off your knees. Be a nation once again. Rise up, stand up, get off your knees. Be a nation once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Gore! Hey, what a turnout we have here. What a turnout. I think a big cheer for yourselves for making it up the hill. The marchers are still coming in. We've got an amazing lineup on this stage for you today. We've got Lesley, Riddoch. We've got Aamer, Anwar. We've got Brian Cox. And we've got John Swinney. And we'll have more songs from Kevin. We'll have Gaelic music and Scott's poetic performance as well. I'll give you just a little bit of housekeeping. Then Kevin will give us 2 more tunes while we wait for the rest of the march to arrive and cram the hilltops. Then we'll get right into the performances, right into the speeches. So just so you can, down behind you are all the portaloos, just down the hill a little bit. Accessible toilets are in the car park behind. There's a range of stalls for political parties, Action for Palestine, loads of great stalls just over on that side, and just keep those flags flying, takes loads of selfies. This is an iconic moment. Well done for being part of it. Right, shall we hear a couple more tunes from Kevin Gore? Then, ladies and gentlemen, give me one big cheer for the man that's been a singer-songwriter on the independent scene for the longest time, Kevin Gore!
Unfortunately, folks, I've only got time for one more song because we're running a wee bit behind. This song is about why we're here today. A song called Independence Day, written back in 2013. Catch a chorus, please join in. Marching on the streets today in Edinburgh town with my yes badge on. A stranger, he approached me, said it was a lie. I say, yes, my friend, I'm dreaming of an Independence Day. And when that day comes around, come he will for sure. We will have a country where all can be assured, a nation of equality, fairness and respect. And the government we vote for is a government we get on an Independence Day. Independence Day. Yes, my friend, I'm dreaming of an Independence Day. I'm not anti-English, Northern Irish or the Welsh. I'm just dreaming of a country that distributes its wealth. Downtrodden people have opportunity to break the chains and free themselves from the traps of poverty. Come on. Independence Day. Independence Day. Yes, my friend, I'm dreaming of an Independence Day. And I know that I am fortunate. I know well off I am. Compared to those in Kiev or in the Palestine, I'm just dreaming of a country that one day will be free to determine our own future and our people's destiny on Independence Day. Independence Day. Yes, my friend, I'm dreaming of an Independence Day. Let me see the flags getting waved. Come on. Beautiful. Hikalaro pala, hikalaro pala, hikalaro pala. Hikalaro pala, hikalaro pala, hikalaro pala. Hey, I was marching on the streets today, still my yes badge on. Stranger, he approached me to tell me I was wrong. He said I was a dreamer. Well, I let him have his say. See, yes, my friend, I'm dreaming of an Independence Day. Thanks very much, folks. All the best.
Let's hear it again for Kevin Gore. Incredibly, we've still got marchers arriving. What a turnout we have, and what a scene. You guys look magnificent. Are you ready for your first speaker? A wise head of the independence movement. You all know her from her columns, for her amazing films and her huge intellectual contribution. Please welcome Lesley Riddoch.
Well, that's a bit intimidating, the old intellectual contribution. Can I just say, it's an astonishing thing. Did anybody fall over a traffic cone? Did anybody fall down a hole? Did you all manage to avoid the dog's dirt? Can I just say, that proves there is such a thing as society, because we all told one another as we were going along. And it's a fabulous thing to see that, the care that was taken of one another. I'm not sure if the care is extending to the microphone. But anyway, and that's a fabulous part of this, because it is not just a kind of a rammy, which this could easily be. This is such a kind of held and guided thing. So can I just find out, well, then maybe somebody's trying to give me another microphone? Hint. Okay. Right. Who's here from Glasgow? And the rest of the west of Scotland? Right. Who's here from Edinburgh? And the rest of the east of Scotland?
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Who's here from south of here? Dumfries, Borders? Yeah, you know, it's classy but small, that's fine.
Anyone else in from New Biggin?
Right. And
We're ready to go.
Who's got a way of dealing with hecklers? Is this?
This should be working now.
Tricky wicky. Right. Right. Okay. I was in the middle of something which, if I didn't complete it, would be a very bad thing. So basically, who's from the Highlands? Have we got anyone from Orkney and Shetland? Well done, you guys. Have we got people from Inverclyde in a school? Because we bumped into you halfway along. There's folk from all over the place. Is there anyone here from Ireland? Anyone here from Wales? Yes, nice one. Because that's where we're going to see such a big, big thing happen in a couple of weeks' time. Because all the Celtic nations are voting for a progressive party whose leaders are actually big enough, with enough of a conscience and enough courage to say what Westminster cannot say, which is that Israel is committing genocide in Palestine. And if anyone thinks that's tangential to our cause, it isn't, because this is the kind of world we're trying to create in our country that takes care of other people and doesn't let the underdog be crushed by military might. It's appropriate that there are some radical words on Calton Hill. And that might seem surprising because most of what's behind me dates from a period when Scots, prominent Scots, called themselves North British. It's full of British, if you like, architecture, which is trying to ape Greek structures. And yet there are things that happened on this hill that make it essentially belong to us. And one was the vigil for Scottish independence and for democracy that happened here for 5.5 years. Now, I don't know how many of you remember this, the wee porta-cabin at the bottom of the hill, the brazier. Maybe you do or don't remember, but there was a never-ending shift of people who turned up, volunteers, without anybody with a clipboard organizing them, day and night for 5.5 years until there was a referendum in 1997. Now, that is the kind of history that we have here. This is our hill, it's our land, it's our history, and it's our future. So I'm not going to be here for long. We're all aware that you're all a wee bit cold. Not as cold as the young ones that are sitting up on the top there. Look at them. Nice one. But anyway, we're here today in defiance of time passing, in defiance of sometimes our worst fears, in defiance of falling out with people, in defiance of sore feet. We're here because of hope and a belief in the future and a belief in one another. And those are really, really important things now. The thing I just wanted to really say is that whilst people might feel that there is a stall in the constitutional process, the thing that has never stopped happening is that we, you, are becoming independent-minded. The process of independence is not a moment. All the Nordic countries demonstrate this. When we become independent, we've still got work to do. So the process of becoming independent is vital, and we've been doing it for the last 20, 30 years. If you think of the things that we have actually just done without thinking about it too much, we have rejected every bit of what Westminster has seen as okay. Everything that's top down, that's elitist, that tries to turn person against person, neighbour against neighbour, other foreigners, we've held against that. And we should remember this, because that's becoming independent from a British mindset we reject. If you needed any reminder, we said no to every Tory Prime Minister, from Margaret Thatcher to Boris Johnson and beyond. We've said no to student loans, no to first past the post voting, no to Brexit, no to the bedroom tax, no to council house sales. All of those things, you just think, yeah, of course. It's not of course in the rest of Britain. That's who we are. And we've said yes to the Scottish child payment, yes to folk from other countries being eligible to vote here if they've lived here just 3 months. We've said yes to integration, yes to New Scots, and we've ended up with the beautiful spectacle, go see the film, Everybody to Kenmure Street. And of course, Nicholson Square in Edinburgh, let's not forget, where people turned out to protect their neighbours. That's who we are. And who we are also, actually, is a qualifier for the World Cup. Hooray! But that's the important point. The Tartan Army are tremendous ambassadors for Scotland. And they make sure the way that they pay respect to other cultures, the way they raise money for children's charities in every city they visit, the camaraderie, the outreach, all of that means that whatever the result, and I'm not going to kind of vex it, but whatever happens, we are already seen as a country on the world stage because of who we are. So, thank you so much for coming. Can I just say hello, because he must be watching, to Gordon McIntyre Kemp, who was struck ill this morning, who put much of this together. So, it's been a tremendous privilege to walk at the front of this rally. You're lovely, and please keep going. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Lesley Riddoch. I got a couple of Kit Kats backstage. Who wants a Kit Kat? Are we ready for our next speaker? Please welcome a renowned civil rights lawyer who's always standing up for those denied power. Please welcome Anwar!
Thanks, Alex. Brothers and sisters, no politician with a greater respect, whether it be the First Minister or many of the politicians who are here today, really know what the future holds for us. But anything must be better than the decades of austerity we have faced and are now being told to expect. The last time they urged us to vote not to save the UK, to vote against independence, they claimed they wanted to build a land of opportunity for all. But the reality for millions is one of economic misery, and every general election, the bookies speculate on who will win the election, but it's always clear in Scotland who the losers will be. The pensioners, the sick, the poor, the unemployed. People should ask the simple question, who actually runs this country? Why should we take lectures about the irresponsibility of independence from the very people who nearly destroyed the UK economy out of their unrestrained greed? Why should a handful of men be able to threaten the future of entire nations from £100 million yachts? The unionists have spent years rubbishing Scotland's economy, but an impartial observer might ask the question, if Scotland is such a basket case, why are they so desperate to keep it as part of the United Kingdom? Yet after 300 years of the Union, Glasgow has 6 out of 10 of the most deprived areas in the UK, where some 51% of our children live in poverty. Life expectancy for males in parts of Scotland is the worst in Western Europe. Today, the stakes are higher than they have ever been. In each European country, mainstream politicians have engaged with ideas once relegated to the margins of fascism. Election campaigns, including in this country, are being fought with the lives of men, women and children, and a toxic combination of inhumane laws, public ignorance and hostility has bred despair, has bred contempt and fear. Even if the victims of war and famine manage to get to Great Britain, they face hunger, they face homelessness. We have a barbaric system in Westminster that allows for little hope, scapegoating the weakest. The pictures 80 years ago of the emaciated corpses in the gas chambers of Auschwitz, Birkenau, Treblinka warns us of what happens when we look the other way. One only needs to switch on our TV screens, to scroll through our social media, to see the civil wars, to see the genocide in Gaza, to see the racism, to see the misogyny, the homophobia, that starvation and torture is still the norm. Refugees fleeing war, poverty, persecution and disasters aren't a drain on the resources of this country. But it suits those at the top to pump out the myths that migrants in boats are the problem, rather than the rich in their super yachts. I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician, nor am I in any political party, and there is nothing more than I care about in this world than my children. But a vote for an independent Scotland must be a means for a bigger dream. That dream is bigger than any party, it's bigger than any individual, it's bigger than any leader. But there is one cast iron guarantee I can give you if we were independent. The people who live in Scotland will finally make the decisions that affect Scotland. Westminster will no longer have the right to dictate what we should think, no longer have the right to dictate what we should think, what we should create, what we should produce. We will no longer be told we cannot govern ourselves. From warfare to welfare, from employment to foreign policy, from cradle to grave, we will have the right to decide our own destiny. I want a Scotland that stands as a beacon for human rights around the world. I want a Scotland that rails against illegal wars. I want a Scotland that stops Prestwick being used as a staging post for rendition and US bombers. I want to live in a nuclear-free Scotland, and I want a justice system that is worthy of a civilized society. It's about the future of our children, of our children's children. It must be about whether Scotland will put people before profit, whether Scotland will send people to die in illegal wars, or whether we will have a publicly owned health service and look after our old. That dream should be about the ending of poverty and inequality and standing up for humanity. Over the years, as a lawyer, I have repeatedly been told by my peers and my elders so many times that there is no point. You cannot fight the system. But all the things we take for granted in this country, the right to vote, the right to equality, the right to be gay, the freedom of religion, freedom from slavery, all these were once considered impossible dreams. But there is one freedom that we are still denied, and that is to be an independent country. And as I look around the world today, a system that can rustle up hundreds of billions of dollars to incinerate people in Gaza, in Beirut, in Tehran, but never to feed them. It's not political naivety to demand that in a new Scotland, we must demand that the billions that go to death and destruction must build a new life. Those billions should lift the wages of ordinary people. They should give them jobs, build new hospitals, and give hope to our youth. We do not have the luxury of waiting. We can win, but we can only win if we are never scared to raise our voices for the truth. Thank you.
That was a really passionate and bang-on speech about what Scotland would be, what we could represent in the world. Our next person up on stage is a poet, Faye Dundee, a Scots writer, a playwright. She is part of the grassroots cultural revolution that is showing how confident the younger generation is, how able we are to represent ourselves and to express ourselves in Gaelic, in Scots, and English. Please welcome to the stage, Taylor Dyson.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's really great to be here and to continue the discussion and the push for an independent Scotland. As Ali said, I'm a writer Faye Dundee and grew up speaking in broad Dundonian Scots. My whole family spoke in Dundonian Scots, or what we would call Ore. I don't know if any of you ken that. And like many of us, we grew up thinking it was a bad thing, and I think a lot of people here can relate to that. It made us less than, and for too long, people across this country felt this way. It's a discussion I've had time and time again with people from or Scotland, all ages, generations. But I think that we're at a point now where we could start celebrating the uniqueness we have. Our culture, our art, our languages, Gaelic, Scots, English, those vital things reflect our place in the world, our national identity. We have such a thriving art scene already, as we've seen already today. And I often think if we were independent in Scotland, it could allow us to have more representations in our languages, more diversity, more working class representation, and an even more thriving culture. Scots is incredible. It encapsulates so many dialects up and down the country. And it's not just about celebrating amazing artists of the past like Burns. It's a living, breathing language with multiple artists, poets, teachers, everybody working in it. So let's keep up the chat and push for what an independent Scotland could be. This is obviously only one small thing, but our language, our culture, are our history, our present, and our future. So, now I'm going to do a wee Dundee Scots poem about my great-granddad. He came over here from Poland just after the Second World War. And this is called Hope for a Better Future, which I think we could relate to right now. He worked a day and into the night. 14 bairns to feed and a wife to keep. Seen things nae Sewell should see, ending up in a scheme in bonny Dundee. Crumpled into a council twa bed, a garden to grow beetroot, rhubarb, a pigeon shed. Frae a sma town in Poland to Fintry, after war and losing his family. I never kent him, never heard his voice, but picture him clearly. Visited his grave as a baron, looked at the few photos, noticed his appearance passed to generations, memorised his face so imprinted in my brain. He swore like a sailor, frustrated with a local tongue, couldn't quite get his mouth round the words. Polish to Dundonian, then English. There was a Polish club back then, next to where I live now. They'd socialise with other families in the same boat, a proper community of folk torn away from their homes and building new ains. He started a family, sae big, sae at o'er that there's folk in near every corner of the world. He was a widower in Poland, father to one daughter displaced to Dundee, this town that bracks our hearts and fills it up. Did his heart sink when he arrived? Did he look out o'er the tay and wish for what could have been? Did he ever look back or just look forward? I think sometimes we should look to the times afore, honour ancestors, what it took for them to live, blessed for some of the things they passed down, cheekbones, recipes, words, love, and hope. Hope. I think he must have had hope after ahin that passed. Hope for a better future any of these days. Thank you so much.
Oh, Taylor Dyson, and hope for a better future. Incredible. Next up, we've got two phenomenal speakers, the new younger faces of the political leadership in Scotland. Please welcome Gillian Mackay and Ross Greer, MSPs.
My goodness, there's even more of you from up here than it felt down there. Thank you all for being with us. We're so proud to be here with you on behalf of the Scottish Greens. I'm proud to see so many people here today, and I'm proud to be part of this march for democracy, because that's what independence is about. It's about democracy. It's about making our own decisions. It's about being able to do things differently. It's about recognising that the best people to decide what happens in Scotland are the people who live here. Why should we be forced to choose between a far-right Reform Party and a Labour Party that's punished disabled people with cuts and armed Israel's genocide against Gaza? Not even Anas Sarwar thinks that Keir Starmer is fit to be Prime Minister, so why should we have to put up with him? We can do so much better than that, and there is no time to waste. Every day that we're in Parliament, we're coming up against the limits of devolution. Whether it's raising wages, cutting bills, or protecting our environment, we're constantly told that we can't do it. We're told to accept that we don't have the power or the right to change things. Thank you, Ross. We're told to accept that the most important powers will always be at Westminster. Well, I don't accept it. I don't accept that there will always be poverty, or that we need to scapegoat and demonise people who've chosen to make a home here. Scotland is a welcoming country, and one that can make our own decisions. We could be a voice for peace, justice, and human rights, and for our planet. We could reject the hostile, anti-immigrant environment whipped up by Westminster parties. We could stand up for ourselves and stand up to Donald Trump and his attacks on Iran. We could decide to be a republic where our leaders are elected rather than inheriting their position. But we can only do any of these things with independence. Without it, we'll continue having the biggest decisions made for us by people who don't listen to us and don't care what we think. We were lied to in 2014. We were promised so much, and instead we ended up with Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, and a Brexit that Scotland voted against. We can't let that happen again. We need to speak to our friends, speak to our neighbours, speak to the people who have changed their minds and build the biggest and strongest movement that we can. I'm here because I believe that we can do better. We're here because we believe in our right to self-governance. We're here because we believe in our right to do things differently. I'm here because I believe our future should be decided by the people who live here. I'm here because I believe in Scotland. It's time to demand better, it's time to stand together, and it's time to stand up for Scotland. Thanks so much, friends. I'll now pass over to Ross.
Thank you all so much for coming out today, and what a brilliant day it is for us. Almost every single time we have one of these marches, the sun is shining. I think that's a sign. I think that's a sign that someone somewhere wants us to achieve our goal. And friends, we are here because we all believe. We believe in Scotland. We believe that this can be a fairer country, a more just country, a country that plays a peaceful and constructive role in the world. And you know, that's why the unionists get so wound up by us. We're all here because we have hope for the future of our country. And they cannot offer any alternative to the hope that comes with independence. Every day for the last 10 years, I've had to share a parliament with politicians who get up every day to say what Scotland can't do, to say what Scotland shouldn't do, to say that we should get back in our box, that our dreams, our optimism for the future should be smaller. Well, we're here to say that we have had enough of that. Our dreams for this country couldn't be bigger. We know that Scotland can be better than a country where the top 2% have more wealth than half of the population combined. We know that this can be a country that's better than one where 1 in 5 children are in poverty. And with the limited powers that our Parliament already has, we've shown the people of this country the value of Scottish self-government. It is because of our movement, because this is not just a movement for an independent Scotland, but a fairer Scotland. It's because of this movement that Scotland is right now the only country in the UK where child poverty is already falling rather than going up. Because the energy for progress in this country sits exclusively with our movement. The politicians on the other side, the parties on the other side, they're not coming up with the solutions to the problems that we face. They don't want us to solve them. As Gillian said, we can all think back to 2014. We were told, vote no, it's the only way to stay in the European Union. Don't vote for independence, your energy bills will go up in an independent Scotland. Well, we've seen what more than a decade of staying in the Union looks like after 2014. It's not the future that the Unionists promised us. That's why independence is now the position of a majority of people in this country. So over the next 40 days before the election, there's a challenge for our movement, whichever parties in the movement we're all from or whichever parties you all support. There is a challenge for our movement. How do we inspire the people of this country? How do we inspire even more people to believe in Scotland, to believe that this country's future is best placed in the hands of the people who live here? In 40 days' time, we have the opportunity to do something that we've never managed to do before. We have the opportunity to do what a poll just this week showed is possible, to get a 2/3 supermajority for independence elected. we can show Keir Starmer, we can show the entire Westminster establishment that the people of this country are ready to take its future and put it into our own hands. We are ready to unleash the vast potential of this country. I believe that Scotland not just can be a better and a fairer place, I believe that with independence, we will soon be that better, fairer country, that country that unleashes its full potential. Friends, I am ready for Scotland to be an independent nation. Are you? Thank you all so much for coming out today. Let's do it. 40 days to go. Let's hear it for our Green co-leaders. And now we've got some music ready for a few tunes. We've had the Bonnie Scott to Dundee, now we're getting some Gaelic for the West Coast. Who's a Gaelic speaker in the house? Who'd like to be a Gaelic speaker in the house? That's the good stuff. Let me get this pronunciation correct. Is that a Gaelic heckle? Love to hear it. Irish McGuven agus Harrigan. We can do better than that. Let's hear it for them. Cymru Hashif. Hey. Where Jeshel? They're ready down here. Where Jeshel? Wel, smisio nes mac a goen, coming as an open, and Mocharish and Shaw.
Hello.
My name's Angus Smith, and I'm Inez McAgowan, and we've come down from Oban to sing to you today. But we've met up for it with some friends here in Edinburgh. My wee cousin Andrew and his pal Rory, and their mum and dad. No, not their mum and dad, their mums. And we're here to sing you a song that's very dear to my heart. I wrote this song about 20 years ago. I was at a fish in Oban, tutoring the kids, and we did a register where there was Gaelic singing and guitar. And what we do, we'd say, "Oh, Andrew," and he would go, "Hammy Shaw, Rory, Hammy Shaw," which means, "I am here." Are you here? So the words in this song are very appropriate. It's about a revival in the Gaelic language through the children. And there are children, thousands of them throughout this land, speaking Gaelic, aren't there? Hey. And the words are, Hammy Shaw, I am here. Avilugam Kleinchen, can you hear me? Hammy Shaw, Coloration, I am with you. Right? We're all here together. We're all friends together, aren't we? Yeah. And we're all wishing the best for all our friends throughout this land, whether they're supporters at the moment or not yet. So. And the songs go on there. Gaelic Bio Hast, Alison Cheershaw. The Gaelic's still alive in this land. Vibrant language. Gaelic Bio Hast, Alison Cheershaw. Avelugam Kleinchen. Can you hear me? Halana Chundach and Taumag and Elnandras. The tide is turning. Our time is now. Velugam Kleinchen, can you hear me? O Alabama, o Duichain, O Scotland, my own country. Echt, Riddoch Line. Listen to your children. Here we go. Hamisha. Abilugam Kleinchen, Shinagamat, Parental, Hamisha, Coloration, Enge, Eragain, Enge, Eragain, Goodbye. A Gaelic Bio Hast, Alson Cheer, Shaw, Velugam Kleinchen,
Lana Chundach, Hantau Maganaun and Drastavelu Gam Kleinchen. Oh, Alaba, Scotland. Mo do ich in my own country. Echt Riddoch lawn. Listen to your children. Hamisha, Amelugam Clayton, Shiragama, Parente, Hamisha, coloration, and good, Louter Erenier, Salas Bria, Cuman Salas Ajarsuk, Gulmochri, Mosperat Manal, Cuman Channel Lasker. Oh, Alaba, Scotland. Mo do ich heen. Echt Riddoch ri. Amisha, Hamelgam Clayton, Chinagama, Parente, Hamisha, Colonation, and good, and Gungu, Kohanan, Catchavation, without a voice, who are we? Where are we? Ach, ha, Gaelic beyond, has hope is alive. Alson cheer, Shaw, Coom, solace, Coom, and solace. Keep the light shining, Coom, and solace, Jarsa. Hamisha. As you say it, Hamisha. 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 Amalgam Clayton, reaching out across the world. I am here right beside you. One voice on the wind. One voice on the wind. Riddoch and good. Edinburgh, Gubra. Tabulation, thank you.
Let's hear it for Angus and friends. Angus Carrigan. Are you ready for a guy that's won a few acting awards? You're kenning for all sorts of places. He is a Golden Globe winner. He is an Emmy winner. He's an Olivier winner. And he is, most importantly, Dundee's ambassador to the world. Please welcome to stage Mr. Brian Cox. Right here and right against the mic. Nice and loud.
Nice and loud. Hi, how are you? You having a good time? Good. Listen, I've come very late to all this. You know, I've been ploughing my own furrow for many years now, so I didn't realize how much Scotland meant to me, how deeply it means to me. And it's really come to me in my later life. But I feel it's time that we were free. We are not free. And we are the people who will make it free. And it's up to you to do it. We've been treated like the poor relation for long fucking enough, quite frankly. We really have. And it's time we showed who we are and who we are as a people. I mean, I can't get out of my system. I am a Scot. I'm even a Dundonian, would you believe? But there you go. I was the only one who understood her poem, by the way. Nobody else did. But it's just amazing to me that to see you all here and to know that we all share the passion. And it's not about parties. It's about people who want a free Scotland. And that's what we have to get. So get out there, get your neighbours and say, get out voting and make this country, for fuck's sake, free. Thank you.
Brian Cox! Please welcome to the stage the future Prime Minister of an independent Scotland, John Swinney!
What an absolutely magnificent sight this is on Calton Hill. The voice of the people of Scotland demanding our independence. This march is so important, and I want to thank Believe in Scotland, Gordon McIntyre Kemp, and everyone involved for giving us this opportunity to say loud and clear throughout Scotland to the international community, Scotland is ready for independence, and it is coming now. We're a country of good values. We believe in compassion. We believe in dignity. We believe in the respect of other people. We believe in equalities. We believe in human rights. We're against illegal wars. We're in favour of peace around the world. That's who we are as a country. But the United Kingdom stops our voice being heard on the international stage. And I want it to be heard loud and clear that Scotland is a country that believes in peace. We abhor nuclear weapons. We abhor war around the world. We are a country that believes in peace and equality and fairness, and we will be that independent voice in the days to come. I am proud to lead a government in Scotland that is reducing child poverty, that's improving the lives of people in our country. But we are held back by the decisions of Westminster, where in an energy-rich country, our people live in fuel poverty, paying sky-high fuel bills. That's the fault of the United Kingdom, and we must take Scotland's energy wealth into Scotland's hands with independence. And we are at a moment where we must make this happen for the future of our country, for the future of our children and our grandchildren in Scotland today. So we have an opportunity in the weeks to come in the Scottish election of making sure that Scotland's voice is heard and that Scotland's future is taken into Scotland's hands. So I say to every one of you, this is a moment for action. This is a moment to take the marching that we've done together in solidarity, in a sense of community that we've all enjoyed today, out into the streets and communities of Scotland to make sure Scotland's voice is heard on the 7th of May. Now, we've got colleagues from other parties here today, and they will make their pitch for how people should vote in the election. But as leader of the Scottish National Party, let me make it clear. I want an overall majority so I can take Scotland's future into Scotland's hands. Friends, we've come a long way as a movement. We've come so close to winning independence in 2014, and since then, the public have seen the rip-off of our energy bills. They've seen Scotland ripped out of the EU against our will. They've seen our name been taken in vain in the international community, and we've had enough. So let's take our opportunity on the 7th of May. Let's stand together. Let's get that emphatic SNP win, and let's take Scotland's future into Scotland's hands and win our independence. Thank you very much.
Swinny, 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 Swinny. Swinny, Swinny. Oh. Hey, so I've got a vote of thanks to do. I'm gonna get a big cheer for everyone that's helped out today. If you can get me a nice rolling round of applause, and I'll get read through. So, for the Yes Bikers. For the Stuart Alba Pipes and Drums. For the I Notes joining us on the march. Indy Live Handicap Bus Service. The Believe in Scotland team, Gordon McIntyre Kemp, Marcus, Andrew, Stuart, Jackie, David Spacey, Angus MacDonald, all the stewards who are so helpful today. Police Scotland, Edinburgh City Council, the only cheer they've ever had in their entire life. Your lovely host, Alistair Heather. And now, if I can ask all the acts to turn to your adoring audience, can I ask Mr. Swinney, Mr. Cox, all your acts, can I get a big cheer for Kevin Gore, for Lesley Riddoch, for Angus, Rhoda and Catherine, for Taylor Dyson, for Aamer Anwar, for Brian Cox, for Gillian Mackay and Ross Greer, and for Mr. John Swinney! Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you so much. Please make yourselves. Thank you so much for coming. Can I get a big round of applause for the crowd from the stage? You guys have been amazing. Now, as we disperse to get ready to build for this election, take good care of each other getting off the hill. The safest way is right back down the way we came. There's too many of us to squeeze down the stair. So head back down that way. Anyone that'd like to use the minibus, head across the car park behind the monument. You can start forming an orderly queue there. So one last time, thank you to all our speakers. And thank you to all of you. Goodbye. And see you in independent Scotland.